All right, my big question. Rank the three top rookie QBs by their performance in the first couple of weeks of the season. So we're not quite at the halfway mark, but rank them from week one till now.
All right, this is going to sound awful. I'll start this off. It's
And
number
I got to say, injuries aside. So if
injuries
they were out for
aside.
like 2 or 3 games, like how do they look
I mean,
when they are
number
on the field playing,
I
like by
would
their
Stroud.
performance?
Stroud is one.
Stroud is
Anthony
one.
Richardson is two.
Anthony
Bryce Young is
Richardson.
three.
Bryce Young is three.
Really?
Yes.
See, okay. See, I would say, yeah, I'd say Bryce Young. I'd say Bryce Young. So yeah, let's do
Like
those three.
Bryce
I
Young has been
I agree
good.
with
He's
that.
just on such a bad Carolina team.
Yeah,
I think it's that, but plus like his adjustment to the game is there's a lot more things going on when it comes to pre-snap and things are flowing really faster. I think Bryce Young's very much kind of like Tua, where anticipation is going to be key. And the only way you're going to be able to fully understand like anticipation of the NFL game is you're just going to have to go through it. So that's why I think he struggled the
yeah,
most. Anthony Richardson was really what benefited him a lot was the QB run game. Now the problem is that that's the reason why he's out for the season right now. So something is going to have to get done, but you can't help but be encouraged by what you saw, and you have JT locked up, and most likely, based on how Michael Pittman's been playing, he's going to get locked up. So now you have that core for at least the length of the rookie contract for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Now the
So as
over
it
E.
stands right now, stats wise, CJ is currently, and this is of everyone, QB 12.
Yep,
And then
QB 12.
yeah.
you have, I mean, I would still count like Sam Howell and Dez as rookies too,
You know what?
which
I
Sam,
think we should
See, I
actually.
was see, I was thinking about Sam Howell as being
he's right
over.
behind CJ. He's QB 13.
Yeah,
And
see, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was just saying he looked
Oh,
good.
see, the reason why I put this in, I realized that, or put this question in, I realized that Sam Howell isn't technically a rookie, but he never really saw any play
So, do you
last
want to
year.
expand it to first year starters?
I mean, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
potentially.
If that
I'd
if
say first year starters.
if that's the case, I still think it's
CJ,
Stroud, Anthony Richardson
but
at
then
one and
I'd go
two.
Sam Howell.
I go
Yeah. See, I
Sa-
would go Sam Howell.
Sam
And then I
Howell.
would go, um, oh, that's a good. I'd
Ooh,
go
see,
Ritter
no.
after that. So here's the thing
Yeah,
about
I'd say Ritter.
you wanna hear something interesting about Ritter?
Yeah.
People are saying he's had average QB play. You want to know how many times he was sacked in the first 4 weeks of the NFL?
I don't even want to know.
16 times.
Yeah, that's rough.
So
See,
now
all right.
he's on his interception kick. But this is what I've been saying. When against Houston, when they gave him a good game plan and protected him, he showed up and balled.
Yeah,
So they need to get on the same page of rhythm between Dez and Art because they keep doing this weird stuff and it throws Ritter off. So like against Washington, it was the bootleg because you can't throw things at Washington's front seven and have him be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna let Des Ritter." Like, no, they're gonna come after the guy, and they were so in his face and up in his business. It just was not working. So they need to find that right rhythm for him to be comfortable and protected, and allowing him to get going and get into games.
I think it's just being like stuck on that. Yeah, you want to make that a coach issue, but that's also where it's like I don't know. I think expected a little more from Ritter to where I would even put Bryce Young over Ritter. Like I've been contemplating that largely because I do think Bryce Young is doing I would say average expected to what we were expecting. Obviously, you trade your number one receiver to get the number one pick to get Bryce Young, and then there's no really offensive
He's only,
talent there.
he's only thrown for 900 yards.
You have to remember Bryce Young's been hurt. He was hurt for 2 games. So I
I mean,
I don't know. I personally think I've expected more from Ritter, which is why I would put him at in last.
I
Though I'm
expected
happy to see
oh,
he's finally like done well like the
Well,
last
yeah, he's
few
finally
weeks. But
been
then
doing things.
yeah, but the issue with that offense is just if they can't expect you to do the most basic of things, to me that is a little lower than someone who for a quarterback who they're expecting to do a lot. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how I have been interpreting it. It's by no mean a kind of a slander on any of them. It's just how the offenses are designed.
I mean, how I see it, I expected way more from Bryce Young than what he's done. Like he's been very bad with his reads. He's been very bad with his decision making. Like he has a lot
His
to
internal clock has been kind of messed up because
yeah.
that O line has not held up at all. Plus, there's been a
Well,
revolving door at running back on top of that. The things that are
Ritter,
needed to help
mhm.
to help Bryce Young have just not been there besides Adam Thielen, which might go down as the greatest second round draft pick in our dynasty league ever, ironically enough.
and I got so much ridicule for it.
Oh,
You
from
guys,
me,
you
Oh,
guys
from
I
me
ragged on me,
specifically.
no, I
and
told you
I was,
because I told you I was going to draft him if he didn't.
I
yeah. See,
ridiculed you too.
yeah, yeah. I remember that
Because I said
because
he's
when I
that's going to be
drafted
Bryce
him,
Young's
I
number
was
one
like,
target. That's the
yeah,
first thing.
he's exactly. He's gonna be his safety blanket, pretty much. He's gonna be the guy that he throws to because I mean, Adam Thielen is so sure-handed. So
Yeah, and
Well, kind of.
I
go ahead.
also
So Dez is a little bit behind where I was hoping he would be, but he's still there. And my thing with him is everyone rags on him because, well, one, he's a new QB, but two, like he gets put so far behind mentally in the game. Like when the first half of football, he basically just gets sacked the entire time and can't complete a pass because he's got pressure in his face or he's getting hit or just the play's getting blown up. And then it's like, all right, go out in the second half and just pull out a miracle. Like I know it's the NFL, but this is a new QB and you're thrashing him and then being like, all right, now that you're thoroughly concussed, go ahead and win me a football game.
I think just the other thing is I'm just looking through the games where he's kind of struggled in, like attempts 18, 32, 38, 31. I think it's very much well known. It's like you can't just do this like the old school Russell Wilson where you're going to be able to run on everybody and then ask your QB to make like 3 to 4 high level throws a game. Obviously not the case because I think defenses have gotten way smarter about it. However, I think the reason why I wanted to bring up the Desmond Ritter Bryce Young comparison is because I do think the supporting cast around Atlanta is way better than Carolina to the point where that's where I've been disappointed in. Like Drake London
I,
top.
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, the only thing they have over Carolina would be Drake London. Atlanta's supporting cast still isn't that good.
Okay, so
And
we have
Bijan.
so Kyle Pitts, Drake London. That's a good 1-2 combo.
Kyle Pitts is still injured though.
But he's been scoring
Somewhat. I
though.
mean, he's
But then,
playing.
Have you not
but
seen him
then,
out there looking like a gimpy old
yeah,
man?
he
Because
has
every
been
other game,
he has been
Yeah,
gimpy.
it,
But let's take out Kyle Pitts. There's still Matt Collins, who's been a more than serviceable number 2, number 3 receiver. Then you have John Smith, who has shown to be a productive tight end. And then on top of that, you add Bijan and Algier. Compared to Carolina, yes, they have Mingo, yes, they have Chark, yes, they have Thielen, but it's really just been Thielen. Terrace Marshall has just requested a trade. Miles Sanders has been hurt, and we haven't even gone to O line. Atlanta's O line's way better than Carolina's. That I think that's my issue is that you can make I can make the argument that there are some Arthur Smith issues, but I do think a lot of the issues also square falling on Desmond Ritter. And at this point, I mean, I like what they've changed. They've changed it up to where he's throwing the ball more, but I also do expect play to be better because now Desmond Ritter's getting the reps.
Yeah, I think it's just that game plan. That game plan of helping him be successful for the entire game, not half of it.
Yeah.
Like once they get that, they'll be in the right spot. And they're where they want to be, where their identity is passing a little bit more than running the ball, but they got to get it. So, um
Can I
that's like
can I add one more player? Technically not he's not a he's a first year starting QB,
no.
but he's not a rookie, he's
No,
not a
you cannot
second
talk about
year.
Purdy
No, I am not talking about Purdy, but it is someone in the NFC North. Where are we ranking Jordan Love?
last.
You're blocked. No, just kidding. I think you can make an argument he's third,
I
maybe
I
even
don't think he's
second.
been
I'd say fourth. I still think I think Howell has the
he's not
edge
better
over
than
him.
Howell. That's for sure. I mean, right now,
Yeah, I think Howell has the edge over him because he doesn't have. I mean, yeah,
he
I
doesn't run the ball. He hasn't been passing very.
exactly.
I mean, the
I
passing
would
has
I
been
would say
rough. Like
Howell.
Las
He's
Vegas
worse.
did
He's
get
played
him,
worse than Ritter.
but I also think Howell hasn't been that impressive either.
Howell hasn't impressed me more than Jordan Love and Bryce Young.
I'm thinking.
Because Jordan Love is QB 28, Bryce Young is QB 29, and they've played like it.
Where's Love at? That's what I want to know.
QB 28.
Oh, 28. I see. So, I mean, there is a bye week in there, obviously, but I mean, he definitely has not looked good. I mean, his last game was yikes against Las
Yeah,
Vegas. They
Raiders
just
was
kind of,
bad.
I mean, really,
And then it
yeah.
was really
But
against everybody else.
but besides that, I mean, 23 versus Chicago, 20 with Atlanta, 27 with New Orleans, 20 with Detroit. Like,
Yeah, but they've all been like, yeah, his fantasy numbers were there, but his performance has been eh.
I
Well, and as you can see progressively over the last like 3 weeks, his passing game has gotten worse, and that's kind of concerning because
yeah,
it's not like they can lean on their rushers anymore.
Or
I mean,
he's 15, sorry. He's QB 15.
yeah,
yeah. Personally, I mean, I think I would put Jordan Love at 3. The thing that Sam Howell,
Oh,
like, he may not have the turnovers, but the issue is I don't know what's up the offense. Like Jahan Dotson has just been where he been? Where I mean Curtis Samuel's kind of taken more of that wide receiver 2 load. There's still Terry, there's Brian Robinson. That group of like skill players is like some probably top half of the league at least. And then there's moments where it's the Chicago game where it's just like, what are you guys doing? And then you're just throwing the ball to throw yourself back in, and then the numbers look good. So that's been my issue where I think Jordan Love's looked a little more cohesive, but I will agree it's a little bit closer than I initially imagined. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's still Stroud and Richardson are 1 and 2, right?
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Richardson next year is going to be a beast, and I'm excited to
As
watch him.
as
But
long as he
Okay,
doesn't
he's
get
not.
so
Yeah.
to round it out, our top five.
okay, that's all right.
All right, so we'll change it to top
Stroud?
five.
Yeah, so Stroud,
Top five
One is
first year.
Stroud,
Richardson,
Anthony Richardson,
Yep.
Cam Howell.
Howell, but
Howell, Love,
Howell, Love,
Ritter.
and Ritter. Okay.
I,
All
I
right.
yeah,
I think that's acceptable. I honestly, I would agree with that.